Hi, my name is Mary. Today FM plays the best music in Lambasa. Today FM rocks.
My name is Thomas. I'm here in Nakasi and I like to listen to Today FM because it rocks.
My name is Milenia. Today FM rocks here in Singatoka.
My name is Alfriti and Today FM rocks here in Tavua.
My name is Mary Jane. I love listening to Today FM here in Ba. Today FM rocks.
My name is Ilaiti Ambal and I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rock.
In the news tonight, social media threat against Fiji First supporter. Economist boots minimum wage argument as a political football. And pre-poll sees nearly 70,000 voters.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Amrita Sagar.
Tonight we can confirm the twisted side some political supporters have taken in the country. As the nation counts down to the November 14th poll, a Lautoka resident says she has received online death threats and her 2 young daughters have been threatened as well. Ashiana Begum raised the matter during a Fiji First campaign in Lautoka last night, claiming that a man using a fake account on Facebook has even gone to the extreme of mentioning that he would rape and murder her daughters, who are 1 and 6 years old. Felipe Naikaso has more.
Our kids we look after.
Standing up to relay the recent ordeal of having to deal with cyberbullying, 30-year-old Ashiana Begum says defending Fiji First has resulted in her copping the brunt of attacks on social media.
There's plenty forums that have come up. One is Fiji Exposed Forum. So I'm very vocal on supporting Fiji First from the beginning. And lately, today, I've received death threats. And this guy who has a fake account has told me that he would actually come down and burn down my house. Plus I have 2 daughters and he has threatened me that he's gonna rape them and then eventually kill them.
The Fiji First General Secretary commended the woman for highlighting the issue, adding there was no place for such hideous acts.
These are the same people who support NFP and Sodelpa and say Benny Marama is curtailing everybody's freedom. The moment you want to have a discussion with them and have a different opinion, they'll call you Kendia, they'll call you all sorts of things, they'll come and rape you, they'll come and burn you. That's what's happening.
Saad Kayum said such incidents are the main reason they brought in the Online Safety Act.
The Online Safety Act. Yeah. When we introduced this bill, you see the NFP people went berserk. You see, you're trying to curtail freedom of expression. What nonsense. It's actually to prevent exactly what you're saying. That law comes into effect from the 1st of January, unfortunately.
Meanwhile, police say they have yet to receive an official complaint from Begum on the threats. Felipe Naikaso, FBC News.
And now we cross live to a reporter in the West, Felipe Naikaso, who I understand has managed to get comments from the police in relation to this issue.
Yes, Amrita, it's indeed a very sad case as a Lautoka family has received a death threat from a fake account on social media. I also spoke to Ashiana, the mother, who had revealed these issues last night, and what she told me that the first time she had complained about these issues was a few months back, and she claims that those at the Lautoka police station did not even record her statements or did not even take her complaints seriously. However, the Fiji Police Force checked with those at the Lautoka police station, and they confirm that Ariana did not complain or did not lodge a complaint up until just a few hours ago. The Fiji Police Force say they are now investigating the matter as they've received Ariana's report. They're also advising social media users to be very vigilant and also political party supporters to be cautious of what they post online as we lead up to the general elections next month. Amrita.
Thank you, Felipe. One of Fiji's leading economists says the growing debate on the national minimum wage rate for unskilled workers is fast becoming a platform for unbelievable claims by some political parties. Dr. Rohit Kishore says people must realize that a sudden spike in minimum wages will have a lot of repercussions on the economy that could lead to job losses and a higher cost of living. Ritika Pratap reports.
Dr. Rohit Kishore says wages is fixed by market dynamics, including supply, demand, education and skills. And currently most employers pay more than the current minimum wage of $2.69 an hour for unskilled workers.
Minimum wages really is there to protect employees from undue low wages paid. So that's where So it's like a protection for the employers.
Fijian Holdings Limited, which employs 3,400 staff, says only new staff on probation are on minimum wage until they get confirmed in their permanent positions. Group Chair Nuzar Farid believes this issue should not be debated by politicians but by the business sector that understand the dynamics of business.
You don't pay minimum wage for last 12 months or so, maximum 6 months. So thereafter, if that employee is good, he will be immediately promoted and he will go to the next level. And the bad part of changing this minimum wage would be, it is like telling a new graduate, come, we'll give you $25,000 from the first year, which is wrong.
Matrix Security Director Rasika Reshma believes $5 per hour will put the security industry under extreme pressure and will cause massive job losses.
Security industry, the service cost is directly related to the wage rate of the guards, and such a substantial increase in the minimum wage will impact the service cost charged by security companies. These costs are always passed on to the clients.
You cannot have one size fit all. Some of the business will be able to afford. They are already paying $5-6 an hour to their unskilled workers, and skilled workers are paid high. Some of the businesses, particularly small business, will not be able to afford that wage rate, and particularly if it comes like all of a sudden, and they'll have to either reduce workers, employees, or pass on to the prices, which will mean that cost of service goods and services will go up.
Because if you are going to do that, what will happen is, as soon as you change the minimum one, and everything else will cascade. So the people who speak about this subject, I don't think they are fully aware what they are speaking.
Despite pushing for a $5 minimum wage, the National Federation Party has not come out clearly to explain how it will be able to afford to implement this policy when so many in the business community are adamant about the unaffordability of this election promise. Ritika Pratap, FBC News.
More than 600 police officers in the Southern Division were briefed and reminded this afternoon that the force is an apolitical institution, therefore they must not get caught up in any political matters. Chief Operations Officer ACP Maritino Ngiyelevu also reminded officers that if they have any desire to be a politician or join the campaign trail, they should hand in their uniform and leave. Savara Tambor reports.
This will be the last check conducted by headquarters before officers are deployed to their various polling stations. ACP Maritino Ngiyelevu reminded the officers that their role as stipulated under the Electoral Act 2014 is clear.
Prevention of or providing an effective response to any disturbance in or near a voting station or attempts to disrupt voting. Security of all election materials, and particularly ballot materials, while it is at the voting station and polling hub. Preventing intimidation of voters and voting station officials within and around voting stations.
ACP Ngiyelevu adds everything officers say or do during election period, whether they are on or off duty, will be scrutinized.
As long as it is known that you are a police officer, there is a high level of expectation placed on you and everything that you do. Don't be caught off guard. Workshops have been conducted to prepare you for your role during these elections. If you have doubts, ask questions from your superiors.
Officers are also reminded not to enter in any polling stations unless requested by the presiding officer, and also not to interfere in the voting process unless directed otherwise. Sabaira Tambua, FBC News.
The Fijian Elections Office has confirmed the final voter count for pre-poll stands at 69,466. Acting Director Strategic Development and Communications Edwin Nunn says 112 voter awareness assistants from FEO have been deployed to pre-poll areas, distributing voter instruction booklets since last Wednesday. Nunn adds a total of 75,373 booklets have been distributed in pre-poll areas around the country. He says teams will be doing house-to-house distribution in the Central, Western and Northern Division and is due to be complete by next Saturday. He adds the booklet will also be provided to every voter as they enter their polling station come November 14th.
Wants to ensure that every registered voter is able to obtain a copy of the VIB
in order to study it and confirm the number of their candidate of choice before they go to the polls.
Still to come, 3 supermarket executives charged for money laundering. And 2 cyclones predicted to affect Fiji before April. Details after the break.
Bula, nevang gomal kay leloma, ngongai nakas untuk makarong ng Bula FM, nambang 2 na sere.
Hoya ubasit sai lambasa, ya untuk talita na warong ng Bula FM nambang 2 na sere.
Gue ada tumeli, aku na tao no hinga toka, talita kina na warong ng Bula FM, nambang 2 na sere.
Warong tuma ng Bula FM, nambang 2 na sere nawaluan.
Nevang go fani na tao no go singa toka, kita untuk talita kana Bula FM nambang 2 na sere.
Bula FM nambang 2 na sere.
3 former executives of a major supermarket chain charged for their alleged involvement in money laundering involving more than $220,000 have been granted bail. They appeared in the Suva Magistrates Court at midday. Rachel Nath has the details.
It is alleged between 2011 and 2016, while they were employed at the supermarket's headquarters in Nasinu, they paid additional salaries to themselves. The first accused, Abhishek Abhimanyu, the company's former chief financial officer, is alleged to have received more than $99,000 and faces 7 counts of money laundering. The second accused, Abhishek Abhimanyu, the former chief executive, is alleged to have received $75,000 and is charged with 4 counts of money laundering. Third accused, former human resource payroll clerk Amrita Anand, is alleged to have received more than $46,000 and faces 79 counts of money laundering. The 2 brothers have been bailed on a cash bail bond of $5,000 each with 2 sureties, while Anand provided a $1,000 cash bail bond and 1 surety. Money laundering is a serious offence carrying fines of up to 120K or 20 years imprisonment. The matter has been adjourned to December 6 to be heard in the Suva High Court. Rachel Nath, FBC News.
As we head into cyclone season tomorrow, Natural Disaster Awareness Week was launched in Fiji today. According to a meteorological service, there is the possibility of 1 or 2 cyclones to directly affect Fiji before the threat ends in April. Kelly Vidala reports.
79 tropical cyclones are expected across the South Pacific from the Solomons to French Polynesia during cyclone season.
We therefore advise all communities to remain alert and prepared throughout the 2018-2019 tropical season, and in particular to take heed of alerts, warnings, advisories issued by both the Fiji Meteorological Services and the National Disaster Management Office.
Director of the Fiji Meteorological Service, Ravin Kumar, says the numbers predicted may occur.
One may reach a strong intensity, which means to say we are normally looking at category 3 tropical cyclones, and on occasions we see the category 4 and category 5. Given that in the world, especially in the northern hemisphere, we have seen a number of category 5 tropical cyclones, we should not be remaining complacent that this can be a situation in the southern hemisphere.
Meanwhile, National Disaster Awareness Week was launched in Suva today with the theme Reducing Disaster Economic Losses.
Every year in this region, we are reminded of the need for greater awareness of the destructive potential of disasters and a renewed commitment to preparedness in order to minimise the economic and social impacts of these events.
Students from various schools and emergency service stakeholders were part of the event, where they were also reminded of the devastation caused by TC Winston in 2016. Kelly Badala, FBC News.
Meanwhile, 9 agencies within the Suva vicinity successfully participated in a tsunami drill exercise today. Permanent Secretary for National Disaster Management and Meteorological Services, Meleti Bainimarama, says this will assist organizations and their workers to know their evacuation routes.
I believe all the participants involved in the tsunami drill benefited from the exercise. Lessons learned from the drill will assist your organizations in making improvements to your disaster plans and even formulate one if you still do not have one.
Engineers will continue to monitor and survey the M8CC complex, an adjoining tower currently under construction. The principal engineer for the site, Brian Jacobs, says while they found no evidence of any structural cracking effectively declaring the property safe, they did identify some maintenance issues. Maggie Boyle reports.
We take it seriously.
The construction has been underway for several months, and the current round of inspections sparked by social media has determined it's safe.
One of the issues is the building's been built by two different contractors 10 years apart, so the new guys aren't responsible for the old guys' work, and the old guys aren't responsible for the new guys' work. So we just need to get to continue on, and we'll probably in a day or so we will have another view or a further view on where we're at.
Following a Facebook post, social media has been rife with footage of building issues over the last few weeks. Some of those issues need further investigation.
We don't believe that the structural distress in the beams and columns is one of those issues, but we've got a few other checks that we want to do as well, of course. The floor tiles could have popped for a number of reasons.
Safety, the owners say, remains paramount.
It's business as usual, and we've done our checks.
All businesses are now open and operating in the complex. Maggie Boyle, FBC News.
Fiji Cancer Society President Philip Lowe tells men in Fiji, stop thinking you are strong and get tested for prostate cancer. He made the statement in launching the Movember awareness and fundraising campaign in conjunction with Vinod Patel Home and Living. Kritika Kumar reports.
The Fiji Cancer Society president says Movember is an annual event involving the growing of moustaches during the month of November to raise awareness of men's health issues such as prostate cancer and suicide.
Our main goal for this month of November is in general is men's health. We want to raise awareness for men's health in general. But with Fiji Cancer, we're focusing on prostate as well as testicular cancer. But in general, we want to focus on the overall men's health from mental to physical.
He says the challenge is tackling the mentality that some men have about getting tested.
That much of perception of ourselves as men is what prevents them from coming to hospital to get tested and, get an early detection, get the preventive measures taken or get treatment early. That's what's our biggest challenge here.
Meanwhile, Dr. Rajiv Patel, a urologist, says women play a vital role in the success of Movember.
Our ladies to also take more interest in the partner's health. So once they do that, and then automatically, we get them tested earlier.
In support of Prostate Cancer Awareness Month, Vinod Patel Home and Living launched their Grow a More to Save a Bro, and last year they raised around $25,000. Kritika Kumar, FBC News.
The annual Today FM Stilettos Relay Race for Cancer will be held this Saturday from 8 a.m. at Albert Park, Suva. This year the competition will be tougher as it is done on a bigger scale. This is the second stiletto race, but it is the first relay race of its kind. So far, more than 10 teams have registered and people can continue registering until Saturday morning. Today FM Breakfast Show host Sharon Louis says even if people are not taking part in the race, they can still come and cheer for their teams. Louis says this is a good cause to help with the fight against cancer, as all proceeds from the race will go towards the Fiji Cancer Society.
It's a 4-member team and 2 guys and 2 girls are going to be in the race, so it's going to be really exciting. It's going to be battle of the sexes. You get to see guys race and girls race and probably get to decide who you think really can run better in heels. Is it men or women?
Coming up in sports later with Jamie, Joe Dhokonasinga and Semesa Rokonunguni dropped from the England final team. But before that, here is Rachel Knott with all the day's business updates.
Thanks, Amrita. Good evening, and coming up after the break. Coca-Cola launches new bottle line. And in Growing Fiji, WEF opens new office in Savu. Stay with us.
Lola, I am Eleanor. For the best classic hits, I only listen to Gold FM here in Singapore. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Seni Rawa. I love listening to Gold FM here in Nosuri. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Dino. I'm from Outrigger, Koroko, Singapore. I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Salote. I love listening to Gold FM here in Nosuri. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Bula, my name is Marida. Gold FM plays the best classics here in Outrigger, Singatoka.
Gold FM, only the classic.
In business tonight, Coca-Cola Amatil Fiji Limited has utilized its latest technology available for its new bottling line at the manufacturing facility in Suva, the first in the country. While launching the Crohn's Blowfill Technology Group, Managing Director Alison Watkins says the new line has the capacity of producing 21,000 bottles per hour, which triples the production of the previous bottling line. The new line will produce sizes ranging from 500 ml to 2.25 litre beverages. A total cost of the investment stands at $35 million.
It replaces equipment that was 32 years old. It's a step forward also for the environment, and we're very proud of that. Lower energy, lower water, lower, more efficient PET use per container, and the ability to lightweight our bottles for the first time. And it's an absolute leap forward for us in production.
And we now join Sinifa from HFC with the latest from the Money World.
Let's see what's impacting our basket currencies today. China's Manufacturing Purchasing Managers Index fell to 50.2 in October from the previous month's reading of 50.8. The slowdown of expansion in manufacturing indicates the trade war with the US is currently outweighing China's stimulus measures. The US dollar floated near 16-month highs against a basket of its major rivals after gains overnight as traders bet on the US economic performance and continued Federal Reserve rate increases. Meanwhile, the Bank of Japan is expected to signal its readiness to maintain its huge stimulus program for the time being as global trade friction and financial market jitters cloud the economic outlook. A little closer to home, New Zealand business sentiment for this month improved over last month, although New Zealand firms continued to be pessimistic. And that's it from HFC Bank for now. Vinaka.
Thanks, Sanifa. On to the exchange rates as set this morning. The Fiji dollar rose against the rising US dollar as well as the Chinese yuan, while it also made gains against the kina, the euro and the yen. However, there was a bit of a slippage against the currencies of our two major trading partners, Australia and New Zealand. Onto the commodities market, oil continued to fall at $66 a barrel. Gold lost $10 to close at $1,220 per ounce, and silver closed down at $14.43 an ounce. And in Growing Fiji tonight, Water Authority of Fiji customers in Savasavu now do not have to travel out of town to access web services. A new customer service office opened in Savasavu town.
In a bid to expand and improve their services, the Water Authority of Fiji has opened a new customer service office for their metered and non-metered customers in the Hidden Paradise.
This office will be able to service you for any water-related issues that you have, whether it will be an issue that you have with your water bills, or if you wish to pick or drop off your application for rainwater harvesting system, this is your office.
Prior to the establishment of this office, customers travelled about 4 kilometres out of town to the Water Authority depot in Sabarekareka for any water-related issue.
Many had complained about this, and we have taken this into consideration, and management of FAV have agreed to make this facility to service you, the people of the Hidden Paradise.
Lambasa Savu Special Administrator Vijay Chand has applauded the move by the Water Authority of Fiji, adding it is what Savu needs as the small town continues to grow.
Having this customer service brought closer to the people of Savu attests the commitment of the community outreach program that government promotes and enables people of Savu for a higher economic gain.
The Water Authority of Fiji has 1,843 metered customers in Savu. Eleanor Turangaiviu, FBC News.
And that's business for tonight. Jamie joins you now with sports.
Thank you, Rachel, and good evening in sports tonight. Bodybuilders ready for World Championship. And 8 Fijians named in New Zealand Super Rugby teams. This and more after the break.
Hi, I'm Jyotishma. I'm from Singatoka. I love listening to Mirchi FM. Mirchi FM is hot.
Mirchi FM is #1.
I'm Charlene Robert. Mirchi FM rocks in Lambasa.
I'm Soname Nasori Jackson. Mirchi FM is hot.
My name is Raymond Dutt. I'm in Baba Singh Alliance. Mirchi FM is hot in Lambasa.
I'm Pritika from Jackson, Nasori. I love listening to Mirchi FM here in Nasori. Mirchi FM is hot.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.
Mr. South Pacific, Tekesoni Yanuyanundrua and veteran bodybuilder Inoke Lingeiri will represent Fiji at the World Bodybuilding Championship in Thailand. Both qualified for a spot after winning gold medals at the South Pacific Bodybuilding Championship last weekend.
After winning the Mr. South Pacific title, Fiji's Superman Tekesoni Yanuyanundrua has set his sight on the World Championship.
I still have a little bit of improvement to make at a certain muscle developments that I'm still lacking. So I'm gonna have to be at another level for that show, like be better than this time.
He will be accompanied by former Mr. Fiji Inoke Lingeiri, who won the 85 kg title during the championship last weekend.
I still think I still can get better and better. This is really a sport where as you get older, you get better. Because got so much to do, it takes time.
The duo hope to improve and stem their marks on the international stage when they represent Fiji at the World Champs in December. Bashnil Prasad, FBC Sports.
8 Fijian players have been named in New Zealand Super Rugby teams for next season. Champions Crusaders have named Manasa Mataele in its 38-member squad, while Waisake Naholo and Tivita Nambura remain in the Highlanders. The Auckland Blues have named Alex Hodgman and Hoskins Sotutu in the forwards. Peter Gus Soakula remains in the Chiefs, while the Hurricanes have retained Isaiah Walker-Leawere and included All Blacks 7-star and former basketballer Salesi Rayasi. Winx has again cemented her place in horse racing history with victory in a record 4th Cox Plate ahead of the Melbourne Cup. Fijians Joe Thokanasiga and Semesa Rokundunguni have missed selection for England's 25-member squad named for a test match against South Africa on Sunday. The Australian Cricketers Association has called for the bans of the ball tampering trio to be lifted immediately. The infamous incident in South Africa saw Steve Smith, David Warner and Cameron Bancroft suspended. However, after an independent review commissioned by Cricket Australia found the body partly to blame, the ACA says the men have suffered enough. Now to our play of the day. After almost 2 years since Stephen Curry set the NBA record for the most three-pointers scored in a game, his Golden State Warrior teammate Klay Thompson broke that record against the Chicago Bulls yesterday, making 14 three-pointers in a single game, and that too in only 3 quarters. That's it from Sports Tonight. Join Angie later on with weather. And if you don't like sharing your photos and on social media, then we have some tips on how you can share it privately with your family and friends. That's coming up in New Media right after the break.
Narang golesenya, Obama kita nakas, dorong bina kape on radio Fijian, nandomo bit.
Ayaw benyana, kita barong na radio Fijian, nandomo bisi, hinatoka.
Nguelo ilaisa hinatoka, rong bina na heramakawa ina Radio Fijian hingatoka.
Radio Fijian, nandomo viti.
Not everyone wants to share their photos with friends and family through social media. So in tonight's New Media, we show you some easy alternatives to share your pics a bit more privately. And Angie's here to tell us about the weather.
Hello there and welcome to the Weather World. We had good spell of sunshine throughout the country. Isn't it exciting to have such dry and clear conditions after some time? It's actually quite humid too, so stay hydrated. Checking the west out for today, super sunny with great heat. If you're in the west or planning to travel down, then a sunscreen is a must. Eastwards from Peck Harbour to Suva, another elegant day was in store for us. It's that time of the year again where you have to hop out to do Diwali shopping, and thankfully this weather is just right to do so. And up north, absolute stunner, no sign of rain. It's a bit more humid here though. At sea, southeast winds 10 to 15 knots, moderate to rough seas. For the tides, high tide at 12:30 a.m. with low tide at 6:42 a.m. Sunrise at 5:27. For tomorrow, we're getting closer to the weekend, and what I see for now is pure sunshine. Tomorrow stands, it's heating up, and most centers will dwell in the 30-degree range. And looking further on to Friday, how quick? Well, summer weather's back. And that's all from the FBC Weather World. I'm Rita.
Thank you, Angie. In Fijian Pulse tonight, we asked, are you happy with the range of fireworks sold for Diwali this year?
I'm happy with the range of fireworks on display.
I think this year will be a wider range this year than compared to last year.
It's good, but previous years was better.
It's good, but it's not like before. Our time, it's like woodpeckers, eh? To buy a lot, like different kind of sounds this time. No, this time, no.
I'm not happy with the range of the firecrackers. If they could add more.
I've seen more fireworks last year, but I'm expecting more fireworks this year.
In the world of the weird and the wonderful, we take a look at the new tallest statue in the world, and it's twice the size of the Statue of Liberty. Recapping the main stories, social media threat against Fiji First supporter. Economist boots minimum wage argument as a political football. And pre-poll sees nearly 70,000 voters. For these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station Gold FM. To our poll question segment. This week, we're asking, should more focus be put on local players following the Fiji Drewers NRC win? Visit our FBC website to answer. Before we go, our shot of the day, a beautiful time-lapse of the sunset scene from the Suva Sea Wall, sent in by Dan. You can always send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email, fbcnews@fbc.com.fj, or share it with us via our Facebook page, FBC News, or you can also follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC News or simply hashtag FBC News. And that was your FBC News for tonight. From the team and I, stay safe, warm, good night.
मैं नवनीत नंद नंबुआ लुम्बुआ से। जैसे प्रेनी नॉर्थ मशहूर है, वैसे रेडियो फिजी 2 भी सभी जगह मशहूर है। रेडियो फिजी 2 देश की धड़कन।
सीमा नकाशी से मैं रेडियो फिजी 2 पसंद करती हूँ सुनने के लिए। रेडियो फिजी 2 देश की धड़कन।
मैं हूँ अंकल किंग सिंगाटोका टाउन के टैक्सी ड्राइवर। जैसे रग्बी फेमस है, वैसे रेडियो फिजी 2 फेमस है।
रेडियो फिजी 2 देश की धड़कन।